Hey guys, welcome back to the Gut Girls podcast. Um, if you are watching this visually, this is our first time actually recording our podcast with a visual. We've got our fancy blue mics and our headphones, so don't we feel official, Diana?
We're officially official.
We're so excited today. I think we're just smiling because of the excitement of all of this. But in fact, we actually have even better news than the microphones and headphones. And that is that we are going to be launching actually a new way to work with us as the Gut Girls. This has been a long time coming, and we've had such big requests for this. So that's really what we want to dive into today. And so let's jump into it, Dinah. Let's announce that we are going to be launching our first official Optimize Your Gut group program.
I'm
So tell me,
excited.
yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to let you go first because I want to hear where your head's at with all this and the excitement that you have behind this.
Yeah, it's funny. You and I have talked about this a lot. That when I went through this, I did feel very isolated when I worked with you back in 2017 to try to heal my gut, and I went on this brand new journey all by myself. And the isolation felt really real. People didn't understand why I was doing what I was doing. And even my family, even though they were on board and, they wanted to see me heal, they didn't really understand what I was going through. And, how it was so important for me to go all in. And going all in meant that I had to, my lifestyle, what I ate, the supplements that I took, the attention and the time that I took for myself looked different than what it had before. And so I really wish that I would have had this group program to be able to go through that with other people, bounce ideas off of them, use each other as resources. And I really feel like my journey would have been quite a bit different and not quite so stressful if I would have been able to do it with a group. So that's why I'm really excited about this. Like you said, this is a long time coming where we've really wanted to make this a community thing and not so much just one-on-one where you and I are the only ones that can answer questions. We really want our community to be able to answer questions because a lot of them have been there, done that, and they can really feed off each other. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think you touched upon something so crucial for healing to take place. And it's like this emotional, psychological aspect. So everyone wants to know, right, what's on their GI map and, they want the data. But I think what you and I have found is if the like the emotional connection isn't there, if the accountability isn't there, you could have all the data in the world and healing won't take place. So there's this, it's the psychological aspect of if you feel like you are broken because you're like no one else is experiencing this, you're not going to heal, right? Because you in your mind have it already kind of decided like this is unique to me, no one else has experienced this before, therefore there's probably not a way to get beyond this and I'm just going to have to live with it. But then enter in this community in this group program where now, you're hearing like, oh, wait, I'm not the only one. People are actually struggling with this every day. People have actually healed from this. And then this like, negative mindset or like the story you're telling yourself, right? Then gets overcome with like, oh, wait, I can overcome this. I can heal this and I can walk through it with other people, like you said. So I think this group program is going to offer this emotional accountability that we've never been able to offer in a group before. So yeah, we are pumped about this.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And people come with us, with all kinds of different symptoms, right? That's a lot of times what they come with. And a lot of times they've already been to multiple different doctors. They are experiencing different symptoms: bloating, constipation, diarrhea, back and forth. Skin rashes. It shows up in so many different ways. Recurrent strep throat. There's so many different things that people come to us for gut healing. And like you said, that GI map test, you can run it all day long, but it's whether or not you put forth the time and the energy and the effort to really give yourself the time to heal. And again, doing that with the community, I think, is what's going to make people so successful. So let's dive in and tell them, like, in this group program, what can people expect?
Yeah, well, we know that everyone loves the GI map because it really lays out their microbiome pattern, this unique pattern that they are experiencing, and it validates their symptoms. So in this group program, you're still going to get the GI map, so don't worry. So you're going to have access to that actually kind of in an even better roadmap, meaning that once you get your results back, Diana, we have a slew of videos for them to watch, to become educated on. It's kind of like, I kind of want to do like that deep, like witchcrafty laugh where I'm like, ha ha ha, we're creating these mini gut experts, because we are. You guys are going to get so much information in these videos to understand your unique pattern. So there's no lack of educational resources that they're going to get with that GI map, right, Diana?
Yeah, and one thing that I want to mention, just being totally transparent and working with a lot of people one-on-one, hundreds and hundreds of people one-on-one, feeding them education and videos and things. And what we've realized is a lot of people want to be able to go back and watch the recordings and things like that. So that's something that we're really trying to kind of optimize and hone in on in this group program, so that you can go back, just like this podcast, right? If it gets released on Sunday, you might not listen to it until Monday or Tuesday, on your next drive or whatever. So it's the same thing with these recordings and these videos, where we want to teach you to become a mini gut expert. And not only are we going to do that, but we're also going to do it so that you can do it sort of on your own time. But then we're also going to still be available, right, Angela?
Absolutely. So we're actually opening up, which is going to be new to us as well, virtual office hours, which we're excited about, to have everyone kind of come in and meet us for their Q&As at these virtual office hours. But if you guys haven't worked with us before, we still, even with our other group or other programs, I should say, we offer like a community twice a month online meeting, which, Diana, those are so powerful, aren't they? So
I honestly feel like that's one of the most special things, because it really becomes so much more personal. I have a feeling if we contacted people that come to those group Zoom programs that we do in the Optimize Your Gut program right now, when we meet together on those Zoom calls or Google Meets or whatever, when we come together, that's when they really find out, what do we shop for at the grocery store? What have we had for dinner this week? So it's very personal. And sometimes even, what we do if we find ourselves traveling and get constipated or, whatever. And it's like, how do we get through those moments? So it's a lot more personal. So I feel like it's going to bring that aspect to it as well.
Yeah, so we're going to have those group calls together. We're going to have, our personal office hours. So lots of connections still with us if you need it. And then obviously like a community chat feature, which we have right now for people to, again, go back to a platform where questions have been asked and they can ask and get real live personal accountability, that day from other members and other, what I like to call mini gut experts that have followed us for years. So this is so exciting for us. And this is where healing takes place in a community. It's how we're meant to do life together, really. So we are so looking forward to this. Dana, anything else you want to say about this offer that we have coming their way?
Yeah, one of the things that I want to make sure and touch upon is, if you have been going through what I call the cycle of trial and error, there's a time and a place for doctors. Absolutely. But if you have not figured out the root cause of a lot of those unexplained symptoms, healing the gut can make such a big difference. And I am a living, walking proof of that. I had all of these levels on my blood work that were messed up. My hair was falling out. My joints hurt so bad that it brings me to tears sometimes thinking about not being able to put one foot in front of the other some days. I missed my daughter's basketball game one time because I was stuck in bed and I felt absolutely awful. And never did I think that, and the only gut issue that I would say, I'm doing that in air quotes if you're not looking at me, but is that I was severely constipated. I was chronically constipated. And I never connected all of those dots and all of those symptoms to the gut dysfunction. Obviously, the constipation was, but it wasn't all of those other things. So, pulling that all together, and again, not only getting the actual results of the GI map test, which is a more comprehensive stool test than anything on the market. Is that something to say, Angela?
It is top-notch
Yeah.
stool testing, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be different than most any other stool test that you've ever run. Getting to, again, that root cause of what's going on, and how to heal from that, what foods to eat, and maybe what to avoid, and again, doing that as a community aspect. So I just want to make sure that if you're out there and you're listening to this and you're like, I'm not sure if this is for me, it is. But I also want to mention to you that even if you're not experiencing the symptoms, because one thing that's almost, it just kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. I say that jokingly, but I don't want people to let it be the last resort, right? So one of the best things that you can do for your health is make the investment to go ahead and do this now, before the disease starts, before you start experiencing those symptoms. Optimizing your health is so important. It's so crucial. There's so many people in your life that need you. Your family needs you, your friends need you, your community needs you, your work needs you. And for you to show up and feel optimal means optimizing your health, and it often means starting in the gut. And so I want to remind you, if you're having the symptoms and you've tried everything, this is for you. If you are if you're like, well, things are rocking along pretty good, but every now and then I don't feel optimal, it's for you too, because we want to make sure that you are optimal for the rest of your life and that you have all the tools that you need. And that's why we created the Optimize Your Gut program. And then that's why we've created this gut program, or this group program, to be able to do that as a community.
And to be able to do it at a cost that's financially feasible. If you are out there looking for, someone to, kind of work with you at a deeper level, you have found that it's quite expensive.
Right.
One of the things, not to toot our own horn, but I would say something I've heard repeatedly from a lot of our already members is, you guys are the first ones to make it like within my reach, like within my financial accessibility, because we do believe that everyone should have this option for a better life, right? It's not just for the wealthy. So this group program is going to allow people to come in at a financial level that, they can afford. And there's a lot of fear around, people's health. And so they'll be able to commit at a lower cost, right? So that they don't feel like they're, selling an organ to have to achieve their well-being. So we are super excited about that. And it's interesting that you say, Diana, even if you don't have the symptoms, guys, I had a client just this week who, honestly would say, yeah, I'm a little bloated. She's like a, woman in her 50s, and her comment might be like, yeah, I'm a little bloated and my joints hurt from time to time, but I'm 50. So like, isn't that normal? And we did a GI map on her this week and found out like she has parasites. She's got H. pylori, which is Helicobacter pylori, an organism that lives in the stomach or the duodenum. And it was so awesome for her to just look at me and be like, so wait, there could be an answer for this? Like, it's not just, me in my 50s. And I was like, yes, isn't that like so cool to know that, you don't have to live this way, or like just, assume that it's the new you, that you get to find this new level of you out there and achieve better longevity. And she was just pumped. And honestly, guys, she was someone who didn't have a ton of symptoms like Diana. She could potentially live her life the way that she's living it right now. But she wants to optimize it. She wants longevity. She wants the best version of herself. So I do agree, Diana, even if you guys are listening and you're not someone that's stuck in bed day in and day out, a gut check check, which is what we call this, like legit just a gut check to see where you're at in your life and how you're doing, it will not lie. The paper, the lab results do not lie. They actually speak your story. So we invite you to join our group program coming up. Dana, how would they reach out to us if they want to get started in this group, or if they're interested?
Yeah, one of the best things that you can do is go to our website and ask for a free discovery call. We can chat about it for a minute, and make sure that the group program is right for you. That's just a free complimentary call. You may find that you would that you want to wait or do it now or whatever, and so that way we can kind of talk through that a little bit. But doing a free discovery call is probably the best way to go about doing that. We also have links directly to register for the program. Those are going to be on our Instagram page, in the link in our bio. We'll put that where you can directly link there. And the reason that I say we like to talk through the group program or through the discovery call a little bit, just to make sure that, again, it's kind of the right timing for you. And the reason that I say it that way is because everybody is going to do their stool test at the same time. We really want to make sure that everybody has sort of the same rhythm. So that's why I would want to chat with you first to make sure that you're not going to go on vacation or something like that. I'm not saying that you can't go on vacation during the group program, but at the beginning, we really want everybody to do their stool test around the same time so that everybody's going through this group program together. So that's why I say if you decide, it's not the right time for you, then you can get our next group. But because within about a week or so of one another, we want to make sure that that you're doing your stool test. So that's really one of the biggest things for the group program. Again, that link will be in Instagram. We're, again, being totally transparent. We are working very hard on our website and trying to make things more accessible and available for our followers and for our clients and everything. So just work with us a little bit. We are on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we have an email address. You can book a free consultation. There's so many different ways that you can get in touch with us. Just say, hey, or you can even drop a comment here on the podcast and say, hey, I'm interested in doing this group program. So, again, working to make that better, but there are different ways that you can get in touch with us.
Yeah, and our goal is going to be to have these groups rolling out almost, weekly or every other week, kicking off probably next year in 2026. So we are so excited for what's to come for the Gut Girls. So we hope that this episode really excited you and lit some fire under you like it has for us. And we look forward to continuing to share our education and resources in our upcoming episodes.
The Gut Girls podcast is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. We are not acting as licensed medical professionals. Always consult your doctor before making any changes to your health routine.